Hi everyone! Today I thought it would be fun to try and explore some urban legends from Australia, the country that I myself, believe it or not, am actually from. Growing up here, I've always had a special interest in the strange stories, eerie folklore, and historical myths that seem to linger in the background of everyday life, especially when in small country towns. I was raised on an isolated country farm where the nights were dark and the moon lit the outstretched fields. A form of entertainment for me was stories, and these legends in which I'm going to talk about today are just a few of the ones in which I grew up with. So get comfortable and settle in as we dive into some of the strangest occurrences and most haunting legends from the Australian outback. Said to lurk in the deepest and darkest stretches of rivers, billabongs, and creeks, the bunyip is often described as an amphibious creature. It moves quietly between the land and water. Stories warn of its presence in murky waters where it waits, unseen, beneath the surface. The name bunyip originates from Aboriginal tribes in southeastern Australia, and the legend has been passed down through generations. While descriptions of the creature may vary, some depicting it as seal-like and others with long necks or tusks, one detail remains consistent. The bunyip belongs to the water, and its domain is not meant to be disturbed. If it is disturbed, then disastrous implications can occur. The bunyip's favourite place to be is within the Murray River, a river that stretches all the way from Melbourne down to South Australia. The river itself has many different alternative waterways and hidden twists and turns, perfect for hiding deep below. Some people even say that the creature has supernatural powers due to its ability to create little ripples on the water's surface. The bunyip was created in the Dreamtime, its creation caused by dark energies deep within the earth. The bunyip was born from a mix of anger and fear, a terrifying combination of those emotions, created by the earth as a way to protect the rivers and waterways from pollution or destruction, in any means necessary. If anyone got too close, damaged a waterway, or took more than they needed from the river, then the bunyip was ready to attack, dragging bodies below into the depths of the river itself. The bunyip is a very essential and important piece of Australia history and culture, as it is not only a legend but a reminder of the consequences which can occur when a beautiful waterway is damaged. The next fascinating legend I want to talk about is min-mins. Min-mins are a little bit different to creatures like the bunyip. They are said to be small, bright specks of light which follow lone people in the outback. Sometimes they are even known to change colour, but they can also change their brightness. Some reports explain the light emitting from them to be dim, but other reports say that they're bright and blinding, and some are so bright that even the ground is illuminated as they float silently around. According to old Australian folklore, min-mins are a bad omen, and people follow the lights in awe through the brush and are never seen again. There are, of course, many different scientific theories as to what min-min lights may actually be, and these are bioluminescence on insects which have been contaminated by a local fungi. In some cases, certain types of fungi are capable of creating a natural type of glow through chemical reactions which stem from the cells of the plant. In some cases, an insect or a bug may come in contact with these cells and be coated with fungal spores, which help create a glowing effect. To further this theory, the heat and humid temperature of the outback can cause heat hazing, which can further extend the effect of the lights, making them appear larger in the night sky. Another theory is geophysical lights caused by gases which can rise, although lots of cases have been reported in places where geological gases are sparse. Some naturally occurring gases, such as oxygen and nitrogen, can give off colours in the atmosphere, much like auroras seen in the sky. And these lights can occur because certain gases rise. Depending on altitude and gas composition, they can give off different colours. Green and red lights primarily are the most commonly associated with oxygen, and blue and purple gases are associated with nitrogen. Retractions of light is another theory, but it is hard to say, especially with how the lights are reported to follow people around. How could that be possible? The lights have also been seen in places where refraction might not be possible. Another idea is that minmins are spirits from the dream time. Some of these stories are that the lights are guardians of sacred sites, or ancestors of the land, and it is said that the minmins should never be chased or followed as they lead travellers astray. Whatever the lights are, they still continue to float through the desolate outback, waiting for people to follow them. The yowie is a large ape-like creature who is said to live in the remote areas of the Australian bush, although where he specifically resides is not known as he moves around. The accurate height of the yowie is not known, but it is said that it stands over 2 to 3 meters high and is coloured in dark brown or black hair, with long arms, broad shoulders, and glowing or deep-set eyes. The creature is also said to be very timid in nature or very aggressive. There is no in-between. Reports of yowie sightings date back to 1795, when early records described the encounters with large human-like creatures in the Australian wilderness. Throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, newspapers and local accounts continued to document the alleged sightings in various parts of eastern Australia, particularly in Queensland and New South Wales. In 1970, public interest with the creature reached a new height when a reward of $200,000 was reportedly offered for the successful capture and presentation of a yowie. The large sum reflected both the level of interest in the mystery and the skepticism surrounding it. Anyone able to provide conclusive proof would have made headlines worldwide. However, despite decades passing since the offer was announced, the reward remains unclaimed. So if you guys want $200,000, you know how to do it. The ongoing lack of physical evidence such as DNA samples or scientifically confirmed remains has led most researchers and scientists to dismiss the yowie as a product of folklore. Nevertheless, yowie fans continue to investigate remote bushland areas, and new sightings are still reported from time to time, keeping the legend alive in Australian culture. The blue mountain panther is a really interesting topic for this list. For decades, hikers, motorists, and locals have reported seeing a large black cat-like figure slowly moving through the hills of the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. The creature is described to have glowing yellow reflective eyes and a muscular body, much like a panther. While there have been reports for decades, no stable evidence has been collected. Photographs have been taken, but it is not clear whether they are forged or whether they are verified. Many believe that the creature could be an escaped animal from a circus, or an unusually large feral cat. Others think it is an unknown type of predator which lurks within the mountains to this day. So be aware next time you find yourself alone in the outback. You might look up and see small beady lights drifting in the sky, just far enough ahead to tempt you into the bushlands. Or maybe you'll rest beside a river and notice the water ripple just a bit too much. In the silence, you might remember the stories of the bunyip beneath the surface, waiting for his next meal. If the bush around you suddenly goes quiet, you might feel it before you see it, a towering shape between the trees, watching, the kind of presence people blame on the yowie or the Blue Mountains panther. So tread lightly, because in Australia, the stories don't always stay stories. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I really did think it would be a fun one to make, as all of these legends are ones that I have grown up with and they're all stories that happen literally in my backyard of Australia. If you guys have any other legends that you'd like me to cover, then please let me know in the comments. Until then, thank you guys for watching the video and feel free to subscribe. There is a lot more coming soon.